Yes, hello. I like your humor and your attitude. Is this the first time you've been in this area of the United States?
In Denver?
In Denver, yeah.
Yeah, first time out this way. First time flying over the Rockies. It was amazing.
And I live about 500 miles to the west in Salt Lake City.
Okay.
I have family up in this area, and the website and webcast has been around for about 5 years, and we've interviewed some tremendous and talented people, some strange people.
Yeah.
It's kind of a love-hate thing. Drives you nuts.
Yeah.
The anticipation. And as an actor, how can you deal with getting into character? Because I know you can't be like this on the set of Stargate.
No, you know what? When I put on Ball's costumes, when I put his boots on, that's when I get into character. And on set, you know, I'm pretty quiet. I'm pretty intense. I don't mess around at all on set.
Producers don't like that.
Well, you know what? It's the way I work. When I get into it, I get into it. Like, I will eat lunch in my trailer. I don't really sit with anyone and eat lunch. I don't socialize too much on set. But off sets at nights, yeah.
And here we are off sets in a very social event.
Yeah. This is amazing. I mean, it's the big shows I've done, Dragon Con and San Diego Comic Con. Great shows. But what I found about the show is that it seems to be a lot more friendly. Everyone's really friendly, and it's very well organized.
Yeah.
A lot of the shows we go to, they're not organized, and it gets pretty stressful.
They are. I was involved in a convention in Salt Lake City, and that was actually the first convention I ever attended, but I was part of the staff running their media room.
Right.
And we're at each other's throats, and then you got to put on a happy face. And there's technical difficulties. You got to go address those. You put on a happy face.
Right. That's it's like working on sets. Some sets, sometimes your work is just terrible. Other times you'll work on like on Stargate. It's great. It runs like clockwork. It's a well-oiled machine.
Now, some of the sets are fairly elaborate, and I know the lighting and the preparation work, and actors have told me this all the time, that the worst part of their job is sitting waiting for the curtain call.
Right.
Okay, you're 3 hours of makeup and prep work and 5 minutes on camera.
Right. Well, especially shooting Continuum, which the sets were huge. We had parts of ships in there and all that kind of stuff. Wind machines, snowmaking machines, all those kind of things. And yeah, you know, the whole thing about acting is waiting.
Right.
And you have to switch it on as soon as they're ready to go. Because things like lighting, I mean, it takes forever, it takes hours. And a lot of actors come on set and they're like, oh, we've been waiting and waiting. They don't realize the crew have been working from 6 o'clock in the morning the whole day, while the actor's been sitting in his trailer watching television. You know, and then he comes on set and starts complaining.
Yeah.
It causes a little bit of friction. So I'm not one of those guys. You know, I totally understand what the crew go through and the hard work they put into it.
Now, you're from Johannesburg.
That's right.
Where did you study film?
I studied drama in Johannesburg for 4 years. I went to stunt school there for a year. I wanted to learn film fighting techniques, all that kind of thing. And my background is gymnastics. That's what I used to do. So when it comes to doing like my own kind of stunts, I would love to do it, but because of insurance, I'm not allowed to do it. But I can do them if I'm asked to.
One of my favorite programs on U.S. television is Mythbusters, where these two guys, geeks like myself, blow stuff up. And there was a stunt that one of the main hosts of the show wanted to do. He got a phone call saying no, the insurance won't cover it. And he got a little uptight, but yeah.
But Mythbusters is a great show. I love that show. I actually met some of the guys at Dragon Con.
Oh, great!
And, it's a great show. You know, but, yeah, they're very sticky with us as actors.
Yep. Well, because you're not replaceable.
No.
They could say, okay, stand in for, you know, a body shot or something like that, or an injury. Okay, now put you in here and insert uninjured actor. Let me put down my scotch.
Show us for the rest of the show just from behind.
Right. What's the best part of working on set or working with production crew? What do you like the most?
Well, with Stargate, you know, I always felt working with them for 5 seasons, I must say that they always made me feel really at home whenever I get up there. I live in Los Angeles, I shoot up in Vancouver, and they always make me feel as part of the regular cast members. I really get a good reception when I get up there. I'm not treated as just another guest star on the show.
Now, if you worked with them for 5 seasons, why aren't you considered regular cast, quote unquote?
Well, I'm not contracted. Every time I finish an episode with them, I don't know if I'm going back. They don't tell me, okay, Cliff, we're shooting 6 episodes with you this year. I never know that. So from one episode to the next, I never know. From day one on that show, I never knew I would be with him for 5 years.
And if they kill off your character, that doesn't mean you've actually died. That's
right.
one thing I've seen.
Sometimes, like we've seen, they've killed my character off, and I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to work. And then a few months later, I get a call, oh, we want you back. Because it was only a clone that was killed. I'm like, oh.
That's the fun part about science fiction,
right,
is you can twist things and change. It was a dream, or it was his clone, so to speak.
And it's my first sci-fi show I've done, so now I've realized that. In the beginning, I didn't know. I would pick up a script and see I'm dead. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, and I've noticed there's actors that they've gone to drama school and they've had all this practical theater experience, and they have a natural progression into TV and film. But how does a person who's been a gymnast get into theater and get into film, or stunt work, wanting to do your own stunts? Because I know stunts look fun, but people do get hurt and unfortunately get killed doing stunts.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it looks like it's so much fun.
Yeah. With me, it's a long story. I mean, I started doing stage work through acrobatics, and I was a professional dancer for 12 years. I worked in shows all over the world, and doing acrobatics in shows and dancing in shows. I finished my work in that in the Moulin Rouge in Paris, and then I started to study drama, and it's just kind of, that was my way in. I was a professional model, but I always wanted to act full time, but I had to get the training.
Right in the middle of chaos with all the
wild.
That's great though. You can move from that and get into theater and get into production.
Yeah, it's very hard to move from one genre of, like, if you're a dancer, you're a dancer. If you're an actor, you're an actor. If you're a model, you're a model. I've been through all of them.
Right.
But the transition was very hard. You have to try and get people to take you seriously as an actor. It took a few years because they still saw me in South Africa as this model who was trying to act.
Right.
That kind of thing. So it took a few years until eventually I was recognized as an actor.
What type of modeling was it?
I did print, ramp, television, commercials, a lot of that. And eventually I stopped because nobody was using it anymore. I was completely overexposed.
Right.
But it was fine. I mean, I kind of did that on the side. You know, anything to keep going. You know, when you're in this industry, you do things. You need to make money. You want to be. You need publicity. You need to be in the public eye. And modeling was great. And I went for the TV commercial side because of the acting. You know, it incorporates a lot of acting, and it was more interesting. Doing print. The ramp, I got into doing ramp work because I used to do acrobatics on the ramp as a model. It was pretty interesting.
That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, people were like, wow, because they used to see these such models.
Well, I don't think a lot of people realize or know your background and realize that, you can change. It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of work.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I've proved this possible. And if people are interested, go to cliffsimon.com and read my bio, and they'll see what I've been through.
You know, after they win, you've been through hell and back. You've been around the block. You've got a great attitude, very upbeat. I'm glad we had a chance to talk.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And wish you success.
Great.
And I haven't watched much of Stargate other than the movie, and I hear that there's another Stargate movie coming out.
Yeah, Continuum's being released on July 29th. It's a great movie.
And
I can't wait to see it.
And you're in it, right?
I'm in it, yeah. The story actually revolves around my character, which is great.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's a big movie.
Awesome.
And they're going to have a screening in LA for it. And I know the kids up in Vancouver, one of the conventions, watched the trailer, and there was a very good reception for it. So,
my son has every season of Stargate. Absolutely loves it. If he sees anything Stargate, he thinks that's the neatest thing. He's 17 years old.
Awesome.
And it's great having a son that's into the science fiction as well.
Yeah, hopefully they bring out another third series, which they're talking about. We'll see what happens.
Great.
Hopefully I'm in it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You heard it. So
right from me.
You want Cliff Simon, and go to cliffsimon.com.
All future episodes and series you want me in, and go to cliffsimon.com. Check me out.
And if you kill him off, it has to be a clone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cliff.
All right, you're welcome.
You have a wonderful time in Denver.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you.